Hello, beautiful people. We are back for another interesting edition of News Trend. And of course, you know how we do it. We bring you trending news in and around the country and even outside the country. But today's news is definitely in the country. And you can see that I'm not just here with my regular co-host, but let me welcome him, Mr. Dr. Ladipo. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for obliging us.
In your terrain again.
Thank you. And you can see that I have two other guests in the house. It shows you that today's topic, we are going to deal with it. So by my right, I have
King Guru.
The king of the guru of the king. And we have our delectable
Whimsical
Amy. I'm sure you are familiar with her face and her voice. So like I said today, her height. No, they may not know because she doesn't stand. Okay, when she stands. Yes, she has an impressive height in case you are wondering.
It's not that impressive. That's normal.
Okay, so today we are talking about an interesting topic, and it's a topic that is in the lips of everyone, recently or in the past, from the past week or weekend, and that is the issue between Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels. I know you say that this is not the first of its kind. It's a controversial marriage. There's been issues. We've had lots of issues before of him taking another wife, of somebody getting pregnant, of her leaving the home. But this one seems to be the topping of the icing on the cake, the topping of it all. We recently saw a video, of Regina Daniels where she was definitely in distress and she was talking about being abused, about not being worthy in her husband's house, and people attacking her. And we saw her brother and people, and it was a chaotic situation, and it was alleged, domestic abuse was alleged, that she was being abused in Ned Nwoko's house. But from further gatherings and from Ned Nwoko himself, because he actually came out with a statement of his own, and he said that the reason for the problems they are having is because of our abuse of our substance abuse. That is not talking about just drugs and alcohol as well, that is what is causing the problems, and that she's been in and out of rehab institutions, and even right now she's refusing to go for rehab, although we hear recently, latest news now, that she has actually gone. But I want us to talk about this because there's been a lot of people have put their mouth. Even our brother has, spoken about Ned Nwoko abusing the sister, her head being broken, and a lot of in-laws, online in-laws too, have put, said one or two things. Everybody have put, and today we are going to be talking about it. What exactly is happening? Is this the trend we are supposed to be looking at? Because it looks similar to the case of Two-Face's wife, Annie Dibia, as well, So is there a problem with celebrity marriages? Is it the age gap? Is there actually a drug problem? We are going to be talking about all that. And is there a domestic violence problem? We are going to be looking at both sides. So I'm going to start. You know who I'm going to start with now. We are starting with Mr. Dr. Oladipo. What is your take on this?
I think this is what has happened. Regina has gone back to rehab. That's the best step to take. All the issues surrounding the rehab thing are there. We definitely can't wish it away. And don't forget, by the way, we are also online in-laws. So it's not only those who are commenting online.
We are online in-laws too.
That's prognosing. We are also putting our noses in it.
True.
Because ordinarily what we should have done is to keep quiet and let them sort out their issues. Because that's what pastors, imams tell newly wedded people. Don't bring in third parties. But once you can manage your affairs and you bring into the social media, certainly we, the online in-laws, will have to step in. Now, Candidly, when I saw that initial video, my take was something was wrong with the lady. Because ordinarily, having been in the news for the wrong reasons a lot of times, Regina should have managed private affairs better than she has done. And I was very concerned and waited for several hours before we put out that story in the Eagle online. And the reason basically was I wanted the husband, Senator Ned Nwoko, who is representing Delta North Senatorial District, to speak up. And when he did, a lot of people were shocked. I wasn't. Because I knew that anybody who is not under the influence, including the person who took that video, because obviously she was not the one who shot it, must also be under the influence.
Really?
Yeah. You don't throw such things out, because the challenge with it is you need to weigh carefully the things that you put on the social media. The person who did that thing was not thoughtful enough. That's one. Number two, the brother who I suspected put out that video, suspicion, also came out some minutes later to speak on Instagram. My quick conclusion at that point was, is a part of the problem that young woman must be going through in the home of her husband. And from what we found out, images we have seen, that's photographs now. Of course, it was confirmed. It's a part of that problem. Because they were seen in several photographs abusing substances together. In some instances, he was handing it over to her. And they were actually very, very proud of themselves in those photographs that I saw. Because if you are not proud of doing the wrong things, I don't see why you'll be taking photographs of you doing drugs. And you are happy to post it on social media. That's my initial tip before we look at other issues surrounding.
Before I let Whimsical Amy speak, you talked about her and her brother, taking drugs, substance abuse, drinking, and making a video of it. But we've also seen videos of her with her husband doing same.
Yes.
So
no, I'm not. I just spoke on the part of the lady now. That's Regina.
Okay.
And just talking strictly on putting out that video.
Okay. And in that video, I don't know. Well, I wouldn't know. But from what we hear, that some parties, when something happens like that, the video comes like that, everybody has their part, has their input and what they have to say about it. Because we heard that she wanted to leave, that she had come to the house to pack her things from the house, and she was being stopped. That's why the security operatives were manhandling her, so to say. And then in that video, if you look closely, if you watch closely, you see that someone was even telling her, come. It was like they wanted her to come in so that they would lock her, so that she wouldn't be able to.
We shouldn't assume that they were calling her back to lock her. Now, when that video was shot, nobody told us where Ned Nwoko was. So I want to assume from the images I saw that it was not me.
True.
If your boss leaves you at home with his wife, and that woman moves out with you present in that house before he returns, how will you explain it?
She's the wife, not the property or servant or something.
It's not about being the wife. It's about the circumstances under which she was going to live. Nobody will prevent her from going out. But there was a reason.
I'm a little confused.
Why?
Because she's married to
She's
the
married
boss.
to the boss.
Whatever relation she has is with her and the husband.
Yes,
who is
but
your boss.
the way it was in that video, just like I said earlier, you will not allow somebody who is under the influence to walk away from the house. She's a danger unto herself. Danger unto herself at that point in time. When she's normal, she can get into her car and drive out. Alone.
She wasn't alone though.
Exactly what I'm saying. She wasn't alone.
Yes,
we had some voices.
Yes.
And
her brother was also there.
Exactly.
And then I think maybe her friend or sister or something.
The abuser. So
okay.
we must look at the situation. If my brother left me in his house with his wife, or the wife just came in and I saw that she wasn't behaving normally and she was going out, then I won't allow her to go. I won't. So ordinarily, that's what they should have done. They needed to ensure that the man comes back. And from reports that we have had, she's back to where she should be. The rehab. If they had allowed her to leave, that could have created more problems. And I saw a video. I couldn't really place it, whether it was before or after, where she was saying people should ignore that initial video. They are just trying to cause confusion for her in her husband's house. So please, 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 no problem at all, no problem at all. And she was looking a bit normal. So you need to read every situation right before we say she shouldn't have been, because somebody used the word restrained. You can restrain people without being violent or using force.
Exactly.
Especially when you are trained. That's what those security men did.
Oh, did you use force?
You were restraining her. If they were going to use force, it won't take 1 minute to get her back into the house. Okay. We can try it here.
No, not yet. No need.
Let me restrain you.
No need.
No need
at all.
Let me just restrain you.
So before we move on, Amy, what do you have to say?
About that exact video, I felt like it was more of a cry of help. I'm not denying that we knew she was using drugs. We've seen videos of her in clubs smoking and doing all this. So I'm not denying the allegations of her using drugs. But I feel like in this time and age, we all know the dangers of drugs. At least we have a certain level of intelligence when it comes to drugs. So for someone to be pushed to that, say, I want to start taking drugs and do it consistently, knowing the dangers, there has to be, people don't just wake up and say they want to do drugs. Even if you are tempted, there's a reason that will make you take that first step into using the drugs, right? So my belief is that maybe she was really in pain, and the drugs, her leaving the house, her crying out like that is just her own cry for help. Why are you looking at me like that? It was a cry out for help, really. And I like where Ego said, there's a lot of things that were going on there that we do not have the facts, but this is what I saw: a woman crying out for help, her brother literally taking stick to block the other man from coming at her. The other girl shouting, "Nobody should hurt my Gina," and things like. There was a lot going on there, and we still don't have the whole
Full details.
Yes. But what I saw was a woman crying out for help, and the little people that she had on her side trying to defend her, albeit wrongly. Maybe they went about it the wrong way, but I feel like they still cared enough for her to come out to fight for her like that. I mean, that was assault for that guy, the carrying a stick and going after the man in white. He could have hurt the person, and he still put that kind of video. Maybe they did it wrongly. They did it wrongly. I won't even deny, but if it's your sister in that kind of situation, I don't think people will be really sane or be thinking, how should we? They want to defend their sister at that point. That's where I see it.
Okay. King Guru. What's your take?
All right. Firstly, after watching the video, at first it kind of seemed like, oh, okay, this video is it's so chaotic. It's dark. We're not really seeing the faces of people. We're hearing the sounds. Everybody's running over the place. They are fighting here and there. But after I saw the statement, which Senator Ned released, it started to make a little bit of sense, because when in the video, when she sat down, they were like, oh, give her water, let her drink water. So one thing I know about substance abuse is that even when you're not taking it, the dangers, the effects are still there. So in that moment, she didn't look like someone who was stable, because at some point she stood up and then she started chasing them. I was like, Shebi, you want to leave this place. So why are you still standing up to chase somebody again? And then she was shouting, in my house, I am something, here I'm nothing. So it really made no sense, because she is obviously the man's wife. If she wants to leave the house, she can leave. She was not even dressed like someone who wants to run away from the house. She was just dressed like, oh, okay, maybe she was in the house and then she just came outside and she wants to step out for something. So the security guards don't have any reason to stop her. For them to stop her, that means there has to be something that happened. Senator Ned is obviously not around, because he was nowhere to be found in that video. Even the statement he released, it seemed like it was someone that sent the video to him, not he himself having that video or making it. So there was a lot that did not make sense in that video. Sorry, excuse me. So most people will say, oh, that he is accusing her of being a drug abuser, using substances and all that. But I feel like if people actually see how she behaved in that video, it starts to make a little bit of sense, because she looked like someone who was quite unstable. Because people who use drugs, even when they've not had it in their system, there's how their body is always itching. They're like, they want to take that hit to just feel a little bit normal.
Okay.
So that was the kind of vibe she gave me in that video. And to be honest, I feel like there's still more to the story, but based on what I saw in that video, that's my own take.
Okay, so don't you think that I understand? Okay, we all agree here that she's abusing substance, she's abusing drugs, she's an addict and all that, that she's unstable and everything. Yes, fine. But from what she was saying, yes, she was unstable, but she was not incoherent, because she was saying that the violence is too much. Yes, you are taking drugs, and then if you are stable, but what you are saying, if she was blabbing, if she was saying, leave me, I want to go, I want to party, she was saying the violence is too much, I can't take it any longer, I can't take the violence. She was talking. There's this thing that that we say commonly, that people say that if you want to hear the truth, what do they say? You go to a bar, you hear a drunk man. We always say, isn't that true? Yes. Exactly. So, and people always say that too, that if you want to hear the truth, somebody who is drunk or somebody who is high, they always say the truth, because they are in another realm. So, like she was saying, like she said, it seemed like, let me not say, because I don't want to be biased here, but it seemed like it was a cry for help, like she was saying, because she was saying something about violence. I don't want violence here. I'm treated like, and then from the way she was being barricaded, that I'm treated like a slave in my house, I'm treated like a king and all that. So that's also begs a lot of questions. Yes, she's on drugs, but what exactly is happening? Like, what's the backstory? Like, what could have pushed her to get to this point? Because there must have been something before that video that we saw. So from that video, it shows that there's a backstory that we are not privy to. Something must have led to something for there to be an outburst like that. And I also want to, let's hold on to that, but I also wanted to say something. Senator Ned Nwoko said that this is not going to be the first time she's been in rehab, so she has been in rehab before, in and out, and we didn't even hear anything, because a lot of people were shocked that Regina Daniels on drugs, really? That's how, so I'm thinking that maybe she was able to manage that, but this now got out of hand. We don't know what exactly happened to now make her just flip like that, for the cup to be full and then for it to burst open, or. So, sir, what do you say about that?
You can't see how many of these kind of scenarios would have played out in the house. It was just this one that leaked.
True, okay.
And they did leak it themselves. I'm sure you recollect that there was a video where she was obviously very stable, where family members came to beg on her behalf. You'll recollect that we had a video like that.
Yes.
And but she wasn't high.
Yeah,
or
she was stable
in that
yes.
one. The obvious truth is that, like any other union, theirs wasn't perfect.
Yes, true.
Because there is no perfect marriage. There is no perfect relationship. There is no perfect union. But even at that, what we've always had those who join people together, whether it is traditional, whether it is by one faith or the other that is going the way of the Christian or the Muslims, or it is by registry, which is government sanctioned also. We've always been told that it's a union of two people, not of in-laws, whether online or offline. But what we saw in that video showed that the offline in-laws are obviously a part and parcel of that marriage. Very obvious. And the painful part for me was the fact that they knew the truth about what was going on, but they decided to paper over it. That's not a good way to run. Like you said when we started, we saw the same scenario in the home of the DBS. We saw it. Family members intruding and not intruding the right way. When things are wrong, and you also have people intruding who are also on the side of what is wrong, it's double jeopardy. That brother should have been sensible enough to know that there are too many things on the internet than for him to get involved that way. If you are part of that warped system, the husband is not a saint in this whole process. But if you are part of that warped system, he should have kept quiet. He shouldn't even be seen anywhere near that kind of sin at all. As bad as that thing was, some people said it's an excerpt from a new movie. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Wow, movie
Yeah, I
indeed.
saw comments like that.
Yes. Because
It would be so funny
it's
if he ends
weird.
up being that.
It's weird for things like that. Because when you are when you behave unashamedly like that, it calls for concern for all our family members. It calls for concern. Because whether it is the lady or the brother, I don't know the status of that lady who was saying they shouldn't ill-treat Gina. Yes, that's the name she used. But it's obvious that they were not thinking well, both of them. And then and Gina herself, they weren't thinking well. I won't be proud to appear in a video like that. Not to talk of now putting it out to the public. What they have done is shameful. They should have allowed that young woman to live her life. I think in situations like this, which we also saw in the case of the DBS, the family was more interested in the financial gains they can make from that marriage than telling the lady the truth. If I have a sister who is married to somebody who is ready to open her to the world, because if you go back and you listen to the interview the mom granted the BBC Igbo service, she spoke about, even at that tender age when she got married, going out to the club with Ned Nwoko. Meaning that from the beginning of that relationship, it was based on social activities. They probably met in a club. Meaning that it was a life on the high side, on the fast lane. And the brother keyed into it. Others too keyed into it. So they had so much money that they could do drugs and still not be able to think. The husband is guilty.
Yes.
But if there was a word like guiltier, those guys are.
Okay, so
that's basically what they did.
Yes, that's concerning the video.
Yes.
I'm sure that, well, I'm not sure, but sometimes I feel like people don't really think when they do those videos, when something's happening, they just want to do video because that's
because
the age that we are now. Everybody wants
it's not
to do
even
video
about the age.
without thinking.
There are two things that happen when people do videos like that. Two things. Number one, they believe that the person who takes the case to the police is always the one who is not going to be blamed. It's no longer so. When you take the case to the police now, the police will look at the two sides and tell you are guilty. If you are, whether you are the one who brought the case or not. Number two, they assume that every other person watching that video is as senseless as they are. They can't think. They can't put things in perspective. That's the truth. That's what they always assume. Let's quickly put it out that the man is violent, he's doing this. So they assume. But look at the video itself. You can see context to it. That if there's anybody, like she said, who is going to be accused of violence, is that man, that young man who was holding a stick. Who do you want to beat? You want to beat the policeman or the security guys? Like I said, a lot of people always, if they were going to restrain that young woman and the guy, it doesn't take 2 minutes. They will be on the floor in handcuffs because they are trained. That's their job, to restrain when it comes to it.
It's unfortunate. So now that we have accepted that she's on drugs, she's using substance, what I want to say is that let's not forget that, she married Senator Ned Nwoko as an 18-year-old. And as an 18-year-old, what do you know? You're basically, very young, still a child.
Exactly.
Because from the mother's account, she said that, they met him. In fact, from Senator Ned Nwoko's account himself, from one of his videos that I watched, He said he had not known about her. He had never heard about her until she came to his house in Delta. And he said that his house was somewhat of a tourist center. People come to see things and all. And she came there with her mother and her sibling. That's how they met. He saw her, according to him, he saw her and he liked her. And the rest is history. And according to him, it took him 3 weeks. He met and in 3 weeks they were married. And he said that's what he does with all his wives. He said there's no one he has met that once he meets them in 3 weeks, they are married. According to him, from the video.
Isn't that nice?
I wouldn't know. I don't know what to say about that. According to the video.
I feel like it felt rigged against her if we're coming from that angle.
Yes, he said 3 weeks. He said it himself.
That was his strategy. Now, you look at Regina, I'm not saying she's absorbed of all crimes, she was an adult, whatever, but looking at her in that age, and we are comparing with this 67, 60-something year old man that has had experience on how to capture women at that kind of age.
He was 59.
Okay, 59.
Or 50-something.
Okay. At that age, he knew his strategy, and he
What was the strategy?
I don't know what's the strategy, but for the fact that a woman, you cannot
Something now of her feet. That's the strategy. 3 weeks.
Why?
And she wasn't the first.
Why?
She wasn't the
I
first.
don't know the strategy. It's an amazing strategy.
That's not even. That's not even where I was going.
Let's humor ourselves a little. What do they teach us in church?
About what? They teach us a lot of
Don't
things.
do long courtship.
Yes,
That's one.
So I'm sure you didn't.
Don't
do
sleep
3
with
weeks.
yourself.
You didn't do 3 weeks.
Hold
sir.
on. Even those of us who did 5 years, do we still not have arguments?
Exactly.
Till now.
So you can imagine
See,
being somebody who did 3 weeks. People who have been married 20 years, they don't even know each other fully.
Sir. Wait, man. Somebody who has been a presidential candidate in this country, a former two-term governor, says there is no day except himself and his wife don't talk intimately or have discussion. All their children are married, that they won't have a disagreement. Is it possible? There is no way. You see, what we are saying generally is not about the length of courtship. It's about how you are able to manage the crisis that you have. Except you are not human beings. You can't be in one space for 24 hours and not disagree on one issue. The moment you have the same perspective with your spouse all day, then you have become gods. The case here,
That's not the
the
point.
case here,
That's not the
for
point
me,
I was making, sir.
yes, the case here for me is the substance abuse.
Exactly. That's where I'm
It
going.
is not
That's
the
where I'm
fact that they
going.
married 3 weeks after.
That's where I'm going.
It is not the fact that they married 3 weeks after. It is the fact that they were abusing substance.
And he
Together.
introduced her to
Yes.
that life.
Together.
He introduced her to
No,
that
you can't
life.
say he
You can't
introduced
say
her.
that.
Don't say
No,
so.
now, at
Don't
18.
say so.
At 18.
Yes.
See,
Do you know how
What
many?
kind of life was she living
even
before
in
then?
tertiary institutions now,
I
there
understand.
are
So,
people
you know
who
that
abuse
she was
substance
an
that are
actress
even
before
younger
she
than that
started
age.
medicine.
So you can't say he introduced her.
Maybe
We
at
never-
that point,
we've never seen him.
At
open
18,
his
maybe
mouth.
she has started smoking.
She was an
But then
actress.
now she's exposed to money. She can get,
Exactly.
she can do like this
So
and get
how
what
is
she
it
wants.
his fault?
But we see them
You
together.
can't blame him. She has
She
access to
was
money.
an actress because so she had
Just see
someone
the way
that
I'm
had
looking
all
at
her
A
you.
life.
budding actress.
Just see the way I'm
So she
looking
knew
at
that
you.
lifestyle. So you cannot even say that she was not into
I'm
it.
not saying
Maybe it
she's
was
right.
lower
I'm
kind
not
of
saying
drugs.
she's right. I'm not saying she's right.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that
But the fact that
okay.
he came out to accuse
You
her
ex-
of drugs and
exactly,
but
but
you
you
two were doing
exposed
the
her to
same
this
thing.
life. We've seen videos of you,
Both
two
of
of
you were
you
doing it
doing
together.
drugs together, and you
And
know
now,
that kind of
you see
thing.
again, it all boils down to understanding your system. Once you don't understand your system, or what my Ngbati people will call a faraway, that is trying to do like the other person, you are going to be in trouble.
Okay. Okay, sir.
A lot of people say to me,
Let's You are saying she could not understand that system. But you, as the person who is making this thing affordable for her, you are watching her, you know that this is something that this is a limit that this lady can't take.
When you tell somebody it's okay, and the person says no,
then why are you still making it available to her?
So what
No,
do you
at
expect
that
him to
point,
do?
really, at
That's
wait,
happening.
no. At that point, you know, at the point that maybe he now saw that she's getting overboard. You can't say don't, because he's not with her 24/7,
But you
and she
read
has
that he said
access
that-
to money.
but you read
So
that he
even
said
if he
that to
says don't
Rina.
do it, he can. Yes.
So exactly that was
So,
his
But he
method
should
of trying
absorb
to control
himself
it.
of
It's
the-
not absorbing.
it did not, because I
Because
was
now it's
going
not
to
like
say
drug
something.
addict, now.
I was going to say
He's
something.
absorbing himself.
Some people say to me, I don't drink and get drunk, but I always make so much drinks available when we have parties or when we go
Yeah.
out, and then some people get drunk. Did I put it together?
But
That's
he made it
the- that's
available.
the point.
He made it available.
I can make it available, but you are supposed to control your own
Yourself.
taste.
Yes.
It's just like food.
Exactly.
Because you have gone to a party and you see, or you've gone for buffet in Sheraton or Radisson Blue,
Radisson Blue.
which is what
Yes.
Did you not?
I want to eat
Osia Abasi
Yes, and he wants to eat
Osita
everything
Abasi
on the menu.
loves.
Yes.
And then you see you laid the table before me
In the presence of his
in
enemies.
the presence of my enemies.
Ah!
And then you start taking
We need
everything.
to go
When
down.
you get home, you and your toilet will have a date.
I'm not sure he minds.
Even if it doesn't mind. I'm not saying that the difficulty you are going to face
Yes.
after doing that should tell you the following day that this thing is not for
It's not
me.
for you.
Yes, it's not.
Exactly.
There are some people who I have friends, they can sit from morning till evening and keep drinking. Some of them, once they start drinking, they don't even want to eat anything. Some of them, when they start drinking, what they want is, give me peppered meat, give me this. They'll keep taking. But you can see them, they are sitting down. Even if they need to drive
Yeah.
30, 40 kilometers after the
I
drinking,
guess
they
some
go,
people like that. Yeah.
including females. I know some female who, we can mention brand now, in those days, who would take Red Label, 2 bottles, sitting down, gisting.
Red label.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So you now expect me as a man that can take quarter of a bottle to now join that kind of gang.
They say what a woman can do.
No. A man
Shebi,
cannot
man is
do
the head now.
what
Man is the
a
head.
woman can do in that
Man is
case.
the head.
What a woman can do in that case, a man cannot do. I will give it up to you. So when you go into a terrain, even when you have the opportunity of having money, you don't
Know
do
your
that.
limits.
Yes.
And as an addition to that, if na me, man, they give money like that, instead of me coming to complain, I will be using that money
To better
to
myself.
better myself. Keep it somewhere.
Exactly.
Acquire things that I know have value. Jewelry in gold, because gold never. Those
Put
are
in
the
the
things
bank.
people should be thinking of, and that's why you come and hear somebody will say, Two-Face, so he doesn't give Annie money, so Annie is broke. Why should Annie be broke when she's using money for drug, and that money can go into useful things?
Yes.
Those are, you see, a lot of times when we are looking at issues, people don't see that thin line between life and death, between madness and sanity. We don't see it. And that's why we want to tend to blame the other party for it. And sometimes I ask, okay, somebody said she might have felt neglected. You married a politician now.
Exactly.
You married a man of the
You knew
people.
what you were
And
getting yourself
you
into.
marry, you are,
And you know what you are
wife.
getting into.
So did you think you'd be
So-
with you 24/7?
Even if it was pampering you when you started. You should have used your brain to know that this thing is only
Not
for a
last
while.
forever.
I've covered politics for years. And I know what it feels like getting to even see some of these people. Sometimes a governor says, I want to meet my friends who are editors. Give them 9 a.m. appointments. By the time, let me give you my own, an example of what happened to me in a space of 3 days. A governor was in Abuja. I was in Lagos. He said, Dotun, come to Abuja. We spoke at night. So I didn't do my due diligence. These days, nobody can catch me dead doing it again. I just bought the ticket. So when I was on board, they had locked the door. Now sent a message. Your Excellency, we should be landing in about 1 hour. Where will I meet you? The plane was already taxiing. I'm sorry. I'm already in Delta. But I'm going to go back to Abuja later today or tomorrow. I have to see my friend there in Delta. So I flew to Abuja. I stayed there. The following morning, Your Excellency, where are you? I'm still here. But wait for me, I'm coming. 2 days after, Your Excellency, how are you, sir? It appears you have to come and meet me. So how will that happen? No straight flight to where he was at that time. I had to come back to Lagos, drew the flight to where I was, and then we started chasing ourselves around. So that's how crazy their schedule can be. And then when it is campaign period, it's worse. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., they are still on the road. So when you are married to somebody like that, even when you are the children of those kind of people, you know that your brain should tell you, this man won't be available until when, he loses that power.
So
That's a lose what to
you can
use.
enjoy all the
So for the period when,
opportunities, but
and this man, unfortunately for her, is in the Senate. The Senate does not have term limits. It's forever. So it's either she learns to live with it and enjoy the perks of being the wife of a senator, or she loses control. And like I always tell people, there are things you can do with your life when you are married to men like that. Take a trip to Kenya. Go to Zanzibar. Don't even go to US. Don't go to go to France. You have Disney World there. That one is even cozier than.
How do you know she has not been to all those things?
I'm saying, repeat it. You know the way they will say it. Wake up, eat, sleep, repeat. Wake up, eat, sleep, repeat. You have to find something useful for your life. That's what I expect those around them to be tutoring them about. And then I think, again, but in his own case, I don't know which wife they are going to choose. When some categories of people get into power at the level of the president, at the level of the governor, their wives are tutored by the intelligence agencies on how to live their lives. So maybe we should begin to extend it to these lawmakers. And we also advise those who have the capacity, let them send their wives for training in places like NIPS, Nigeria Institute, where they can, for 1 year, make their lives useful to this country by coming up with solutions to our problems. Because I always say to the two people, the solutions to our problem, they are in the books and in the papers, seminar papers, everything that we have written and abandoned. When you know what NIPS has done for this country, And the people who did those things, you will appreciate it. People like that should put their energy, channel it into things like that, not into drugs. If you're a musician, you are making so much money, and you think you want to contribute to the... Send your wife, send yourself to NIPS. Go to certain institutions that offer crash courses on behavior. Go and learn, and go and sit with the DSS for screening. Go and stay with the NDLE, learn things. They have schools where they take people through all of these things, not wasting your life on drugs. I rest my case.
So that's your advice for her.
That's my advice, even to everybody.
She actually has something she's doing now.
She doesn't
She's
have.
an actress now. She makes movies.
She
She's a
doesn't
movie
have
maker.
now. When you look at it, go and check out. Because I asked that question some years back when they were saying she's an actress. I said, is she still an actress?
She is.
Can you point out to me a movie which has played a major role, not Wakapaso, in the last 5 years? Or maybe tell me 10 movies which has played major roles. Or Annie Dibia in the last 5 years. Major.
Annie Dibia is in movies. Oh, yes, now.
Jeez. Tell me 10 movies
I
which
think I
have
will see Annie
in
more
which
than
exactly.
Regina.
But is it? Does she get the
Housewives of,
major role?
what's that?
That Real Housewives of Lagos. It was from there that we now knew there was a problem. But those are things you can soak yourself into and get busy. Any problem now? All of us, we have problems. There's nobody who doesn't have a problem and who can go and hide under drugs. You can. It's the easiest way. Alcohol and drugs. They are the easiest ways to become useless with your problem. I have a problem, so I'm drinking because I have a problem. No, you are not drinking because you have a problem. You have a problem because you are drinking.
As much as we want to address the drinking, the drugs, and all, we are not. It's like we are pushing the problem aside. Because she alleged domestic violence.
What led to domestic violence?
Nothing has to lead to it.
No, hold on. Nobody is going to justify it. But how did this loving husband?
Because she's not the first, she's not the second, not the third, not the fourth. So why has nobody else come forward with allegations of domestic violence?
Maybe they are keeping quiet. You know, she said that she can't take it anymore. Maybe they are keeping quiet.
So that means you have
that's
to find
women now. That's possible for them to keep quiet.
I feel like one thing about women is when they've had enough, they will voice out. no, they will always voice out.
Hey, maybe she just had enough now. She has been taking it.
4, 5 wives before her, and nobody else.
Somebody is saying it now.
But the first two, I forgot.
Somebody is saying it.
Did she allege domestic violence?
What did she allege?
Let's be very honest with ourselves. Nobody is saying domestic violence on any scale,
on any level,
is justifiable.
Yes, it's not definitely.
Nobody is saying so. At the same time, we must also say that nobody can justify domestic violence as being the reason for drug abuse or substance abuse. Both ways. Ned Nwoko must be called out for domestic violence. But we will not hear that from a woman who is not stable. When she's stable, she can come and tell a story about domestic violence. There is no way, even if it is one day he has raised his hand to slap her. Maybe the video we referred to not long ago, where she was kneeling down for him, he said in that video, if you recollect, and I hope we'll be able to share with our viewers, that when I say, Shebi, you know I'm your husband, she will now be doing somehow. Immediately she knelt down and said, you are my husband, you are my everything.
When he talks to her, she says, you are not my father. You
are not my father. But I said to her, I'm your husband. And then she started kneeling down and everything.
Oh, she will not tell me, look, you are not my father. What the hell? She will tell me, I swear to God. She said, you are not my father. I said, no, I'm your husband. Please, you have to do my house every day. She'll be doing this. Come on, she'll be doing this every day.
Oh, G, you don't do it. I agree.
I love that.
They will have their differences. But like we said, in marrying a man of that age, who could have given birth to you,
Not just in that age and the caliber self.
you
The
should
everything.
know that there will be. Even people who have 10 years difference. I've seen somebody who is 10 years older who says to the wife, "You can't touch my head."
Outside the bedroom.
Anywhere.
That's what.
Because he's older.
Do you know that
You cannot call me by my name.
Regina calls Senator Ned baby?
But this one does not even want baby. He
Can
wants
you
uncle,
imagine?
he wants brother.
Then he should not have married. He should
That's
have
what we are
married his
saying.
age mate now.
That before you even get into all of these things, those are things you should have sorted out. But when people are going into these things, they don't look at all of those angles.
Honestly,
They are just looking at, I want to get
married.
And that's a huge problem. When she was going to get into it, did she not know that he was about 40-something years older than her?
Ah.
She knew now.
Yes, but she
Money covered also.
Yes, there are some things I
That's
experienced
what I
only
mean.
with
I'm not even saying anything on this matter, basically, because people are saying, oh, he groomed her, he weaponized her poverty. He did not. He saw you, he liked you. It's up to you to say no. He never for once said, oh, come, I will give you all the money in the world. And
How do
she
you
had
know
a
this is
choice.
that? How do
She
you
had
know
a
this?
choice. Even if he
Don't do
offered.
that. Don't do that now.
No, even if
He
he
must
offered.
have swept her off her feet.
Because
it's not like
with money.
because
If
it's
he
not
sweep
like
you,
wait.
you stand up.
Exactly.
If he sweep
Wait,
you, stand
it's
up.
a different thing if a Ned Nwoko goes to meet a Femi Otedola's daughter.
Exactly.
Like, what do you want to give me that my father is not giving me?
Yeah,
But where she's coming from,
this kind of poverty, you knew that this
Was
is
not-
see,
it was not his fault that
in the
she said
father's
yes.
interview, he said that one day she came home, while in the beginning stages, that she came home and she was so excited, blah, 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 I entered private jet. Daddy, I entered private jet. I was so excited. Where did you enter private? Where did you see private jet? She now said, Ned Nwoko. And the father said, I don't know, he said it in Igbo language. I don't know. Maybe say, Tofia, something. I don't know. So you can imagine. He took her to levels she's never known. And
But
she's
these
like,
are the things
there's
she
a
wanted.
life after
it
this.
still boils down to her decision.
Yeah, I'm not saying she didn't want
Don't do
but
as if that the man did not know he was playing a long game
He
with this woman.
knew
Don't
he
do
was.
that.
he knew that
But
she had no
he
choice.
was-
Let me ask a question. Are you saying that because he met a girl whose family is not as rich as he is, he should lower his standard when he wants to
No, I
choose?
didn't say no.
That's basically
not
what you are
I'm saying.
insinuating,
No,
that
no,
he
no.
swept her off her feet.
But indeed, he swept her off her feet.
Wait now. I've just asked that question and you are still saying you didn't say so. You want because this is a Gina who is coming from a rough background. So I don't want to sweep her off her feet. I want her to be standing well. So when I'm traveling, I will go by road.
No,
He's
that's
a
not
rich
what I'm
man.
saying.
That's
Exactly.
basically what you have said.
He's
Now,
a rich
two of
man.
you.
Exactly. So he knows that
See,
you
Even
really
if
don't
she was
have.
rich, even if she was equally as rich or maybe not as rich, that's what he would still do.
But she won't be moved.
She won't be moved.
If it was the Otedola's daughter, would she be moved?
Wait
My father
now,
has private
wait
jet.
now.
When you want to take what you want,
Say
So
wait.
at that point, to be that I genuinely like you.
Wait now.
Is it? Do you
Even
Sir,
me,
do you understand
where
what I'm
I
trying
am,
to say?
wait now. I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with it. Where the position where I was, where I could fly when I'm going somewhere, I don't need to think about it before I bring out my money and pay for. I've flown business class before. I've been in first class courtesy of somebody who loved Nigeria and the way Rashidi Yekini's horse goes. He moved him from economy into that. The day I entered private jets, I wanted to say to the person, can this thing take me home? Let me
you
go
see?
for my
You see?
But what I'm saying is this. It does not mean that the things you don't want to do, you must do them because somebody has.
Yeah, I understand that. But then, you might not get the full perspective of something.
There is nothing you won't get the full perspective of, except
I want
you
this,
are,
man, I can do this, I can do
except
that.
you are Oloju Kokoro.
Well,
If you are going to run into trouble, whether you are male or female. And I have experiences about that. I have known men in this country who are openly seen as gay, who have made offers to me. Why did I not accept it when I was swept off my feet?
that's a little
What?
complicated.
There's nothing complicated about it. If I wanted the good life, I would have been swept off my feet. Or people who would just say, this is money, do this, do this, do this. You regulate yourself if you are not a thief. I'm not calling that a thief. I'm just saying,
if you're someone who has very strong
principles
morals and principles, things like that will not move you.
Wait now.
It go hard though. It go hard.
It won't be hard.
And then she had a mom.
No. I'm
They
saying,
say you should remember this argument.
Yes, even
And she
Jesus
had a
if
mom.
you are principled, a big man will not call you and say, I'm sending my jeep or so and so to come and bring you. And then you now get to the man's house. Somebody is now saying he swept you off your feet. It was because you wanted to enter the car.
Yes, now that one, of course, it's because you wanted to.
It's because you wanted to.
You had a choice.
So be
Yes,
swept.
well,
That's what.
she was vulnerable. She was
not
vulnerable. She was
It was
vulnerable.
what she wanted that she got.
That vulnerability.
Please, I want us
from
to
her
play that
allowing
mother's interview with BBC here because it's now a public document. You hear what she said. She was so excited meeting that man.
Regina nụrụ di ụmụ wakpụrụ m n'ọnụ ha sị na ọmụnwa duele n'okenye duele di ọnụrụ na nji kpọrọ ya jee lesi agadi nwoke ka ọwa okenye ife agha kwe ha ni wọtara ọbụla mụ nwa mara dị mgbe ha na-abụ bido ife niile na-eme I was the last person ịghọta na nwekwe ife na-eme and mgbe ọ batazi ụta mụnwa wee kpọkwa asị nne mmadụ ada m nwaanyị esi na ọgị na-eme ife ọsalụ m bụ onwe na ego nye asị m na ya like ọkwa onye aka ya asịrị m nwa m n'idi asịrị m okwu asịrị m okwu mfe ya na ọ chọrọ nwebe isi ike nsọ gị na-emezi nka and the political term oge anwa mụ na ya di ya dị alụda ọlụ and immediately after election ka di ya bịazi bịa sị m na ya chọrọ ịnụ nwa m ike wee kwụlọtọ wee gwọ m mana ka ife m ga-emekwanụ ị ga-akwụnyalụ nwa gị ị ga-achụpụzi ya so mgbe m bichaziri ife a ndụkwa nke m ga-adụ na a na-adọghalị m na a na-akọ ya erife niile ha na-akọ the most important thing na nwata na ọ dị happy ebe ọ nọ and onwebe m ọnụ ịsa ụmụ uwe okwu ọbụla onwe onye a ga-asị ụta na-adọkasị isi ka afọ dị ya mma onye ọbụla dị ready iri nsị ma ọ nwụọ nsị maka nwa ya awekwa aka lụnya gị n'anya iweli ya so ọ bụrụ na ife niile ha kọcha nọọ ka o si wee dị mana mmadụ onye ka ị ga-apụtasịwa na ọ bụrụkwa ife n'ukwu nọọ ka o si wee gaa m ga-ahapụzi ha ka akọba nwa m na o metara ya ọfụma so aka m na mma na m bulu the blame ka a sị ọ na-ebule m na-adọka m na-akọ ya eri m na-akọ m ọnụ ọbụla so nke dị m mkpa bụ na ha ụlọ m dịgodo n'udo.
Yes.
Don't forget, she's not the only person who married when she was young. Omotola Jaledi Ekende married a man who was already working.
Yeah, she married at
one of the best pilots this country has produced. When he was here in this country and I'm going to Abuja, there are two of them I always look forward to flying with because I'm sure that in 42 minutes, maximum 45 will be landing. Okay. Good at their jobs. Why has she not misbehaved? Why has she not taken advantage of the fact that this guy is always in the air? Let me be smoking cocaine before he comes. Let me be sniffing cocaine rather before it comes. Why has she not done that? Till date, if there's one female actor you are going to respect in Nigeria, it's Omotola. Because she saw money, she came into it, and she never lost her head. We should help all of these young people to get themselves right. Where you don't belong, be careful when you tread in those areas so that you don't get lost. That's the point. We all have opportunities once in a while to misbehave. But you must be cautious how you misbehave so that you don't miss it completely. That was what she wanted. A young lady who saw a man. Let her even be, truthful enough to tell us what pushed her into that relationship. How she met the man. Who were those who spoke to her and said, you can go like this, you can do like this. Let her tell us the truth of it. And we'll understand that she actually set out for that relationship. Not that it was the man that swept her over. She swept herself already. And the man just carried her. It was the man that saved her. Don't fall.
Wow.
Another narrative that makes no sense to me personally. You're saying, oh, the man saw her when she was abusing the drugs and all that. Why didn't he do something? Her family that trained her from when she was small, why didn't they stop her? It was her brother.
She still has mother and father.
It was her brother that now even came together and they were now doing it together. Why didn't her family stop her? Must he be the man to stop?
She's married now.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
She's in her husband's house.
Yes, it's in her husband's house.
So it's possible they don't. We should be doing it in their presence.
Okay, it's possible.
It's possible they don't even know that she does.
Okay, but it's also possible. It's also possible
because I'm sure
that the brother didn't know
in the
about
presence
it.
of their parents.
Wait now. So it's also possible.
The brother will know.
It's also possible that the brother didn't know.
The brother will know.
So why did the brother not do anything? Why did she
crucify one person?
Don't crucify one person.
Because
both of them are wrong.
No, we are not crucifying one person.
I said it yesterday.
Each party has their fault.
If NDLEA is going to take any action on this, the first person to arrest is Ned. That's the first person. No matter whatever they were abusing and showing us online, was not cigarettes.
Have evidence, exactly.
It wasn't cigarettes. Yes. We saw it. What they were doing. So, yes, I agree with you. Maybe at 16, 17, because of the kind of life he was exposed to in Hollywood, she had started smoking. But she graduated now.
Exactly.
When the money came. But like I said, if now me, I will collect the money and put it to better use.
Even me. I don't want
By
to
now, how many years has he been married to the woman?
By now,
she should have money that can buy a private jet in her account.
Yes.
Because that's where you grow.
You don't even need to fight another woman.
No.
You are even 6 wives, so you shouldn't even be like, it's running after. No, just know that you are taking care of yourself.
To raise yourself.
You're not even going into that kind of marriage because, you're in love.
Love, exactly.
You're going there because you know what you want.
Exactly, for your life.
Love can be found in anything. She can go into that marriage because of love for money. She can go into that marriage because of love for sex. You may not like the person.
Love for sex for that man.
Do you know the kind of young boys you would have met before? How they would have handled that.
Yes,
and then this one now came and was babying her. She was babying her. That's love now.
Which love?
It's love. Love of baby.
It's a lie.
Even that the young girl is still calling the man baby.
Abuse is calling baby.
So you can love something about somebody, not just money. But see, the love of money is the root of all good things. It's the root of all good things.
I thought your Bible says it's the root of all evil.
Even the Bible says that money is the will of evangelism. It's just the extreme one. Yes. In the extreme love, I agree with you.
The Bible said love. The Bible did not say extreme love.
No. See,
the Bible said the love. It didn't say like. You can like money.
We can
I
begin.
like money,
We can begin to look at it and say, see, yes, money is good, And you must ensure that you put it to good use. Without money, you can't live a good life.
I agree. Totally.
You can't live a good life without money.
Okay. Oh. Regina Daniels, we wish you luck. And if the latest news we are hearing is true, then it's good news. Yes, I'm happy for her that she's back in rehab, and I hope that this time she stays and gets the help, that she needs and come out.
She has to change her circle
A
of
clean
friends.
a clean person like Annie did. Now Annie's clean.
It's one
she
thing
too.
to go to rehab, and it's another thing to avoid
want
the
to
people
be-
that make you go back.
Exactly, so that you don't go back. So you have to clean out your wardrobe and clean out.
It is fact.
It's true. Oh. Because if you go to rehab and you come back and you still do ride with the same crowd, you are still likely going to go back.
Every crowd that is making her take drugs, she should cut them off.
Even if it's family, you should cut them off.
Even if it's husband, cut him off too.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know about the husband part.
Even if it's yours, whether family or not, one of the best things to do to help yourself, don't go where they abuse it.
Yes.
And don't let those who abuse it bring it to you.
Don't go where they abuse it. Don't go where they use it.
Don't
Whether
go where,
abuse or don't, as long as
no,
there,
once it is
you
drug,
that you are an addict,
once it is
you should
drug,
not even go near
once
it.
it is drug, it's an abuse.
Yes.
Illicit drug is an abuse, no matter the quantity, no matter how small it is. Once it is illicit, it's an abuse.
Okay.
That's the language.
Okay, it's
We are learning
abuse.
something new.
We have learned something new. No matter how small, no matter what, it's an abuse. So even so, some of you that even take ibuprofen, yes,
it's an abuse.
Ibuprofen every minute, every second. We are abusing Panadol, paracetamol is an abuse. So it's like we have more drug addicts than we know. So it's not only people that are
Alabuku is an abuse.
Alabuku is an abuse.
Because they want drugs.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's all we have for you for today. Because if we say we should continue, we just be, this topic is rich. We have not even entered some corners, but we need to go. And of course, we are going to bring you the updates because I'm sitting properly, waiting for the full gist. Because all we have is just talk here, this, that, here, that. We want to hear the full gist, and maybe even from her. And definitely we are going to bring it back to you.
Yes,
so
certainly.
You want to click that notification button and subscribe so that you know when we come out with the updates for you. And like this video and also share it. And follow us on all our social media handles at The Eagle Online. If you check our bio, you will see all our handles there. Follow us, like, share, and we'll keep bringing you the news that you need. Subscribe, of course. I've said that. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
As long as I want Amy.
Subscribe
You want Amy?
and share.
What do you have strength for you to do?
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.